Hey, what's up, guys? Wanted to make this quick video. I've been wanting to make videos like this for a while now. So here it goes. Um, Shit, I don't even know what I want to talk about. I mean, you ever get that feeling like you, how do I explain this? You ever get that feeling like God is talking to you through other people? This shit just happened to me today. I went to go get a haircut today. And I was I was there as soon as the barber shop opened, and I was getting a haircut, and I was chopping it up with my barber, and this dude walks in, right? This dude walks in, and it was kind of weird. He was a regular client. My barber said he's been there a couple of times, and this dude's energy was kind of like, I don't know if he was nervous. I don't know what was going on, but yeah, he just came in and his energy just stood out to me. He comes in and he's like, "Hey, do you have change for $100 bill?" And my barber was like, "Nah, I don't have change. Go to the liquor store or whatever." Boom, boom. And he he just sat down. He sat down and he was like, "I guess fuck it." He just sat down and he said, it was just my barber in there. So he just sat down and he just started talking. He just started saying shit, like, just, I guess, random things. Like, I'm telling you, I think he was nervous, but I think he might have been a little bit on the spectrum as well. So he was just a little sporadic, just saying something. Hopefully, I guess he was just hoping something would stick to the wall. And I've been told I'm a pretty intimidating person. Like, if you don't know me and you just see me, you might think I'm just having a bad day, or you might think I'm just pissed or angry, whatever, right? So I'm just being me, and I know what that means. Like, and I know how that might be perceived to others. So I was just quiet. I'm quiet. I'm reserved. I listen more than I talk. And yeah, I guess he was just, I don't know if he was expecting me to like chime in on what he was saying, because it was just me, my barber, and him. And this was like I said, early in the morning. And he just started talking, and I don't even remember what the fuck he was talking about. But there was certain phrases that kind of stuck to me that he would say. And I know they weren't direct. He wasn't directly saying those things to me, but I just know that what he was saying was meant for me, right? I before I left the house to go get my haircut, I said my prayer to God. And I asked him for some things that I want in life. And it was just, I thought it was funny how it clicked. It all makes sense. And he said, I can't remember what he said. He said something along the lines of, sometimes he said something like sometimes it's good to not only listen, or listening isn't the only, sometimes it's, fuck man, how do you say it? He said, I have to say it because now it's gonna bother me. He said sometimes listening isn't the only good thing to do. Something along those lines, right? Basically saying like, you know, sometimes you have to speak up and say something. Like listening, you can listen all you want, but there's gonna be times where you have to speak up, right? And you know, while he was in there, he was just talking and talking about, you know, his job, and you know what he, you know, just his, what he goes through or what he was going through. And like there was this feeling inside of me where I just, like, part of me like wanted to say something to him, like wanted to talk to him. I wasn't angry, and I felt like he probably got that feeling, like I was upset that he was in there, or that maybe because he was speaking that I was maybe just not okay with it. I don't know, but I just felt like I knew. I'm pretty good with like reading people's energy, and to be honest, I really don't even have to look at you. I could just, if you're in my vicinity, I could pick up. I could pick up on your energy pretty well, you know. So this is something that, like, I guess is like one of my, like, intuition, I guess you can call it, or whatever. But yeah, I could just tell, like, he probably thought I was not fucking with him or whatever, and it was nothing like that at all. I just, like I said, I'm pretty reserved. Unless spoken to, I don't speak, unless it's like a serious matter, or where I feel like I have to intervene, or this is like, it's a situation where I have to step in. But in like this situation, like I was getting my hair cut. It was early in the morning. I was in, you know, I'm chilling. My barber knows too. Like every time I go get a haircut, bro, I don't speak. I'm just like, I'll say what's up to my barber, like how you been, whatever. But like other than that, like other than the like greetings or whatever, like I'll close my eyes and I'll just let him do his thing. And then when he's done, I open my eyes. He'll show me, and boom, I'm out. You feel me? And it's not on no ego thing or that I think I'm better than anybody. It's just, hey man, like I've been like that my whole life. Why change? You feel me? And I don't feel like I'm doing anybody harm, or I don't feel like I'm harming myself by doing that, you know. Like I said, if it's a situation where I feel like I need to say something, I will. But anyways, like something inside of me was telling me, you know, like say something or like speak to this man. But I didn't say anything. I probably said one thing, because he was talking about something about how he used to work out, and you know, he stopped working out because it made his cousin feel bad. And you know, me and my barber were just like, what the fuck? Like, you stopped working out because your cousin felt bad because you look better than him? And so that we were just like, what the fuck? But other than that, I really didn't say much, bro. And part of me wanted to say something to kind of like, because I kind of feel bad for him, because I knew he was like nervous or something like that. My barber said he's like that, but I don't know. Like, I pick up on people's energy pretty well, and I could tell that like he was a little off. Not up here, I'm just saying, like I could tell like his energy was kind of like sporadic. But yeah, he said two things that kind of like just stood out to me, and I felt like God was just speaking to me, and I wish I could remember them so I could tell y'all. But man, something was about speaking up for sure. It was, you know, you need to speak sometimes, you feel me? Especially if you get that feeling inside of you like, hey, speak. It might have been for a reason, and I might have fucked it up. You know, I might have met someone who could have changed my life, and I didn't listen to my intuition. But yeah, man, it's just sometimes you gotta, you know, the more the more time I spend by myself, the more time I spend alone, the stronger my I don't know what you want to call it. Like, I could call it intuition, I could call it spirit, I could call it God, I could just say my gut, you feel me? Like, it gets stronger, and my gut doesn't my gut usually never leads, no, let me rephrase that. My gut never leads me in the wrong direction. Okay? It might not be something that I want, or it might lead me to a situation where I'm just like, damn, like fuck, I gotta, like, you know, like it might lead me to a stressful situation, but you know, maybe that's what I need. You feel me? Maybe that's what's needed. You know, just cause I've learned, just cause things aren't going good for you, let me not say you, just because things are going good for me and things aren't going the way that I want them to go, doesn't mean that I am not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Doesn't mean that I'm failing. Doesn't mean that I'm falling behind. I'm exactly where I need to be. I'm exactly where I have to be to get where I want to go. And for a long time, I felt like you know, the cards were stacked up against me, you feel me? And like I said, the more time I spend by myself, the more I know what my next move needs to be, regardless of what stress that next move might bring, or the effect of what it is that I'm going to do next, or the cause of what I'm going to do next. Doesn't matter, because that's probably what I need to experience and go through in order for me to learn, grow, gain some type of, you know, gem, whatever it is. Never see what you're going through as a bad thing. Even though it might be a bad thing, it's for a reason. And just trust, man. And if you're listening to this and you're like, you don't agree, that's cool. Like, you don't gotta agree. This is just this is my life, and this is what I've learned, and this is what resonates with me, right? But I promise you, man, like, I really believe that the more time you spend with yourself, like truly spend with yourself. I'm not talking about like being by yourself and watching TV, or being by yourself and, you know, smoking whatever, you feel me, with cigarettes, weed, drinking, playing video games. I'm talking about like truly being with yourself, being with your thoughts. And that shit, trust me, bro, like, I get it, man, that shit is scary, because some of us, you know, haven't spent literally a single day with our thoughts without some type of distraction. And I'm saying this, I can say this because I've been there, I've done that, and I do it still from time to time. We're not perfect, you feel me? We're flawed, we're human. It's gonna happen. It's a part of life. But I've noticed that the more effort I make to genuinely be by myself, be with myself, like, let me just say this. If you are struggling to know, like, if you feel like you're lost in life and you feel like you're struggling to know what it is that you need to do next, or what you want to do, I genuinely recommend, doesn't have to be today, it doesn't have to be tomorrow, it doesn't have to be next week or next month, but the sooner the better. I used to, bro, I was addicted to weed. No, I'm not gonna say was. I probably still am. I haven't smoked weed in maybe, I want to say it's gonna be 2 weeks tomorrow. Before that, I smoked every day, man, for like 3-4 years straight. And as much as I would tell people, or I would even tell myself, I'm not addicted, I could quit whenever I want, bro, I was lying to myself. I was just genuinely lying to people and to myself. You know, I wasn't like abusing. Yeah, I smoked it every day, but I wasn't the smoke every day, all day type of shit. But even then, like, see, even right now, I'm trying to make an excuse. I was addicted to that shit, okay? Doesn't matter if I didn't smoke it all day. It didn't matter if I smoked it at a certain time or for a certain reason. I was relying on that shit for certain things. And once I accepted that and realized that, bro, I was like, even at those times when I would smoke it for a specific purpose, deep down inside, something would be telling me like, bro, like, you don't need to do this. You don't need to do this. But I would still do it anyways. You feel me? And it wasn't until 2 weeks ago where I was, you know, just kind of, I said enough was enough. I got to that point where I said enough is enough. And I was like, if I'm really not addicted to this shit, then let me quit for a month. And so since then, I haven't smoked in 2 weeks, man. And I'm not gonna lie to you, the first couple of days was fucking hard. Like, the first 2 or 3 days was kind of hard. I'm not gonna bullshit you. And then after that, it kind of got easier. But it was at night when, like, my demons were starting to come out. Like, my demons would come out and shit. And it's, you know, these voices will pop into my head. Or you could even say it's your voice, whatever you want to call it, man. But, you know, I would get this urge because I would mainly smoke at night when I'm by myself. And that was whenever I really only had, at night is really when I really had at night is when I have the only time to really spend with myself and really listen to my thoughts, like let myself think. And that was when I would smoke. And I might be rambling and running off, but my point is that, you know, since then, I've been getting closer to myself. I've been getting closer to God. I've been really just getting in tune with my desires and what it is that I want for myself. And, you know, to those who are listening and just who are struggling with whatever it is, doesn't have to be weed, it could be anything else, it could be anything. Like, if you're struggling with something, man, I promise you, you can do this. Like, there's better days. Suffering is a part of life. Suffering is something that we all have to go through in order to grow and reach that other side. In order to truly know yourself and know what it is that you need to do, you need to be with yourself, man. You need to isolate. You don't have to isolate, but, you know, you just spend time with yourself, man. No distractions. Get to know yourself. Yeah. That's what I wanted to say. Peace.